Ripple oh. We need a really kick-ass theme song. I was once a great rippler. No, not once. I am a great rippler. I probably need to create some boundaries with my editor. He's probably like, yeah, we definitely need some boundaries. What's going on, guys? Hey, welcome to this month's Good Question email. I am kind of surprised by how many people have reacted to this month's theme, which is building boundaries as bridges, not walls. So many different ways that you can take this theme. I loved it when we came up with it because it is kind of a unique play on the concept of trying to not completely throw the baby out with the bathwater, but protect yourself, maybe protect another person, whatever. So I had someone yesterday that called me. We had done a post on Instagram like, hey, what questions do you have, right? Got a couple of interesting questions, but this one stood out because the guy called me for something completely unrelated, but he said, hey, I want to answer your question or ask the question on how do you navigate setting a boundary when there wasn't one before? Whew, that is tough because basically maybe you've been allowing people to take advantage of your time or your expertise, or you've really never given any thought to the fact that, maybe they're overstepping or taking advantage in some capacity. And so my answer to this question would be, there's no time like the present. There is no reason, just because you've been friends for years or it's a family member you've known your entire life, that you don't start today if you feel it's important enough to create a boundary because of how whatever they're doing affects you. Maybe they're taking advantage of your time. They feel like the moment they call you and leave you a voicemail that you should be returning that call immediately. Or maybe there is this sense of entitlement that every time their day goes bad, they can just throw stuff on you. There's all these different scenarios that this could, certainly be in play. However, the thing that is most important to us as Ripplers is we want to always be as good and accommodating as we can be, but sometimes that can be taken advantage of. It could be abused. I know for me, it certainly has. I've mentioned in prior videos that I've done on YouTube about people that have really no true commitment to me, but they need what I have. They need my expertise. They need my advice. They need my guidance. They need my coaching. And then when, you sort of kind of point out the fact that, you're kind of getting this for free, or you're reaching me at an inconvenient time, or the circumstance is something that, just means that it's just not appropriate, I guess is probably the best way. They get offended. They get pissed off. So what do you do if you want to navigate setting that boundary if there hasn't been one before? I think you actually call a spade a spade. I think you actually stand up to them and say, hey, look, we've kind of been doing this dance for a while, or I've been allowing this situation to occur, and I don't want it to turn into a resentment. I don't want it to become something that creates a conflict between us, but I actually need to protect myself. I need to protect my time. I need to protect my mental health. I need to not always avail myself to you or be at your beck and call. This individual didn't go into the specifics, so I'm kind of leaving it generalized, but I think you call it for what it is. Maybe this has happened and you've allowed it to happen forever and ever, but now is the day that you are going to say, no more. You can't continue to do whatever it is that you're doing because it is adversely affecting me. If this person cares about you in any capacity, I believe that will be met with probably a little bit of disappointment, maybe a little anger. But when they go back and they think about it, it's like, yeah, I do abuse Steve. I do reach out to him every time, life sucks. And I want him to immediately sprinkle some of his awesome Ripple wisdom on me and make it all go away. He's like a Jedi and he just makes it better. But yeah, I need to be respectful of his time. I need to be respectful that he gets paid for this advice. I need to be respectful of the fact that he's a good dude and he's a buddy or a friend. And I don't want him to think that I'm using him. So the people that are truly in their heart not trying to do it, maybe they just don't know what they do. They don't know what they do when they do it. Sometimes have to be pointed in the direction, and it's just a subtle shift, but those people will come back to you. Those people who don't, and those people who get angry and stay angry or pissed off probably are people that you need to be separating yourself from anyway. The goal being, hey, we don't want to create a wall. I don't want to just kick you off, throw the baby out with the bathwater. But at the end of the day, that may actually end up having to be what you do anyway. I don't know. But it is a fantastic test to see how strong that connection or that relationship is with that person. And you're going to know in pretty short order. Is it hard? Yes. Is it difficult? Yes, of course, because you've never done it before. But doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. You absolutely should. I promise you, when you do, you'll pat yourself on the back and be like, oh, I'm glad I got that off my chest. Because the worst thing you want is to have resentment for someone else. And resentment is the super secret promise of revenge. I've told you guys this, I think, in the past. There are no winners when that happens. So create those boundaries as a bridge to something different, a better reality. And sometimes that'll be met positively, sometimes not so positively, but that's okay. Just do it. Just do it. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the questions I got around this month's topic. We may find some other ways to answer a few of the other ones because we got some good ones, but this one I thought was a good one to share for this particular segment. So have a great rest of your month. Remember, you are awesome. Keep rippling. Take care. Ripple on.